Hi, it's Joe. Welcome to this Strength Builder class on grace and strength, where we will be stretching out the sides of the body, the hamstrings, and working up to compass, or some may call Sundial Pose. This pose requires both strength and mobility in the sides of the body and hips and the legs. As we get into compass pose today, we want to be recalibrating our north. Where is your true north? In Proverbs 3:5-6, we are asked to lean not on our own understanding, but to trust in His plans for us, God's plan for us. In other words, instead of using our own flighty measure, we are asked to always seek the Lord for direction. So let this practice encourage you to always seek our true north with a capital T, no matter how easy or how hard it is. Let's get started on the mat. So finding yourself standing at the top of your mats, keeping all four corners of the feet rooted down. Perhaps bring your shoulders up to your ears, roll it back down, and relax. Knit your ribs in, lift your toes up slightly, and press them down. Just grounding yourself. Lifting the crown of the head nice and tall. Take a deep breath in, getting ready for our strength building class. And slowly exhale, pushing all the air out from your belly. Sweeping your arms up. Inhale, reaching up, looking up to your true north. And exhale, sweeping hands in front of you like you're reaching for the table, keeping your spine nice and long, and then folding down. Hands onto the shin, press your chest forward, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Take an inhalation breath, and exhale, fold slowly. Have a micro bend in the knee if you need, stacking your hips over your ankles, so bringing more of the weight into the balls of the feet, and relax the neck. Perhaps use the core, use the belly to fold down even more, bringing the belly to the tops of the thighs. Planting your hands into the mat, gripping the mat with your fingers. Step left foot back, right foot back, holding on your plank. Pushing your chest away from the mat, almost like you're trying to create a hollow between the mat and your chest. Looking between your hands, keeping your spine nice and long. Try not to pike up your hips. Keep your hips level. Shift forward, coming onto your tippy toes, bending the elbows and sweeping the elbows right by your chest to lower down for your yogi push-up, holding there if you can. Untuck your toes, pressing your chest up, lifting your chest, shoulders back, looking forward, cobra pose or upward facing dog. Taking an inhale breath here, holding, and then exhale, come into your downward facing dog. Sway your hips left and right, pedal the knees out, loosening up the hips as we get ready for today's peak pose, compass pose. Just finding where your mind is at and what true north means to you. Does your true north have too much of you, a little of you? How much space have you created for your compass to point back to where it should do? I'm not talking about your moral compass. I'm talking about your true north, fixing your eyes upwards and our Heavenly Father and Jesus. In your down dog, settle down. Bring your forearms towards your fingers, so lifting your forearms, shoulder blades spread open, lifting your sit bones, dropping your heels towards the mat. If you need to bend your knees, you can. Bring your navel in towards your spine. Beautiful. Nice. Now bring your big toes to touch so that they're in the center. Reach your right leg up. And bend the knee to open up the hip, drawing circles with your knees. Breathing. Look between your hands. Bring your right knee to your nose for a tiger curl. Pressing the chest up, 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 and then step your right foot between your hands. Engaging your core. Slowly with control, rise up into your crescent lunge. In your crescent lunge, shoot your hands up towards the ceiling, to the true north. Maybe look up a little if you can find your balance. Otherwise, straight ahead. Lean not on your understanding, and He will make your path straight. Slowly sink a little deeper into your crescent lunge. Drop your shoulders down. Suck your belly in. Knit your ribs in. And open up into your warrior two. Align heel to arch, pressing into the blade edge of the back foot. Shoulders stacked over the hips. Bend a little deeper. Flip your front palm. Reach back for reverse warrior, bending the front knee a lot, feeling the stretch in the right side of the body. And then coming back down, extended side angle, right hand reaches down, right by the right ankle, left arm reaches up. And then over the ear, bicep next to ears. Take an inhale breath. Try not to dump all of the weight in the front leg. Press into the blade edge of the back foot as well to create that counteraction. And then windmill your hand back up, straighten the front knee, and come into reverse triangle as you sweep your right hand back. Taking a breath in, stretching out the side of the right body, and then coming back up into a star shape, reaching forward and bring the left hip back. So you're really reaching for as far forward as you can before you bring your right hand down onto the shin. Left arm reaches up for triangle pose. If you have it in you today, you can bring your right hand to hold onto the right ankle or fingertips on the mat. Trying to spin the right rib towards the sky. So you can get your left hand to touch your right rib, hold onto the rib and sweep it, and almost turn it towards the sky, feeling that stretch in your left side body, maybe even down to the left hip. Beautiful. Bend the front knee a lot, and then windmill your hands back down, spin onto the ball of the back foot, and drop the knee into runner's lunge. Hands on the right thigh or forearms on the thigh. Maybe shuffle the back knee back a little bit, untuck the toe, and sink down, keeping your hips square. So if the hip bones, just touch your hip bones and make sure that they're both aligned and pointing forward before you sink, and relax your shoulders. Take a breath in, and out, release the tension in the shoulders. Lean not on your own understanding, and trust in the Lord, and trust in the true north. That's truth. And then bringing your hands back down, you want to just slide back into a half split to open up the hamstrings. So slide backwards, keeping your back nice and long. Now to keep the hips level, you want to kind of push the right hip socket, the right leg back into the hip socket as you press your left hip forward, keeping your spine nice and tall, nice and long. The chin can tuck in a little bit to keep that spinal alignment. Take an inhale breath, lengthen the spine, create spaces between the vertebrae, and exhale, fold it down. Trying not to hunch or roll your back, just folding the belly onto the top of the thigh. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, fold. If you're shaking, that's all right. It's just the muscles trying to adjust and lengthen. Inhale up. And exhale, down. Slowly walk your hands forward, bending that right knee again. Now bring your right hand to the inside arch of the right foot and heel toe the right foot out to the side. Drop your right knee out to the right for lizard pose. You may want to tuck the toes in the back foot, lift the back knee up, keeping your hips level, and just drop the right knee out to the side. Here you should feel quite a nice stretch on the outside of the right hip and also in the inner thighs to prepare you for compass pose. And try not to sink your chest down to the mat. Again, pushing it away like you're doing a plank. Find your breath. If you want more of a stretch, you can come out down onto your forearms. Still keeping the back knee lifted off the mat. Or if that's too much, you can lower the knee down. But I encourage you just to push yourself to the edge a little more. Coming back onto your hands. Remembering that your hands are very important in yoga, so gripping the finger pads into the mat. Now I want you to spin onto the blade edge of the back foot and see if you can grab hold onto your right toe with your right index finger. Now here you may feel like you can slowly sweep that right leg up, if not keeping it bent first, finding your balance, and slowly straightening the right leg. Lifting the left hip up, 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 up. Holding there. Breathing. Trying to point that right toe to the true north. Bending the knee and bringing it back into your runner's lunge. Pressing the hands into the mat. We're going to sweep back into our three-legged dog. So sweeping right foot all the way back. Three-legged dog. Keeping the hips closed this time. And then bringing the foot down back into your downward facing dog. Finding alignment in your down dog. Finding stillness. Letting Proverbs 3:5-6 sink into your mind. Bring your big toes to touch. Hopefully you feel very warmed up on the right, and so we're going to take it to the left now. Bring your left foot up into three-legged dog, bend the knee, point the knee towards the true north. If you want to circle it, you can. Lifting the knee otherwise, high up towards the sky. Look between your hands, bent knee towards your nose, and step between your hands. With control, come up into your crescent lunge. Again, sink a little deeper. You can do it. See if you can straighten the back leg. That will help open up the right hip flexor muscle a little bit more. Take an inhale breath. And exhale, open up into your warrior two. Heel to arch, alignment, shoulders over the hips, gazing forward, and your third finger, sink a little deeper. Flip your palm, inhale, reverse your warrior, and exhale down to extended side angle. Bicep next to ear, left fingertips on the mat, pressing into the blade edge of the back foot. Rising back up and straightening the front leg, sweep back into your reverse triangle. Ooh, feeling that stretch in the left side of the body this time. And then coming back up into a star. Reach forward. Bring your right hip back. So you reaching as far as you can before you come down onto the shin or the ankle as you reach your right hand up into the true north. Looking up if that feels good. Otherwise, tuck your chin and look down, whichever feels good. But making sure that you're not collapsing your body down. You're turning, spinning the left rib, the lower rib towards the sky. Bending the front knee, coming back into your warrior two. We're going to windmill down and come into your runner's lunge. Drop your right knee down, untuck the toe, arms on the left thigh. Sink a little deeper.
Just check again that your hips are aligned. And breathe into the space. Breathing into your right hip flexor. Shoulders are relaxed. Hands press back onto the mat. Tuck the back toe. We're just going to slide back into our half split. Again, remembering in our half split that you want to bring the extended leg back into the hip socket as you push the other hip forward, just to create that counteraction. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine, creating space between the vertebra. Exhale, fold. The tendency might be to look at me in the screen, but try to tuck your chin so that you're honoring that length in the spine and the neck. Inhale, create length. Exhale, fold a little deeper. And then walk your hands forward. Coming into the lizard pose, so bringing your left hand to the inner arch of the left foot, heel toe that left foot out to the side, and bend the knee. Let the knee drop to the side. Tucking the back toes, lift the knee off the mat. Come into lizard. So pull your chest forward. Looking down between your hands, or coming onto your forearms. Pressing back into the palms, finger pads grip onto the mat. Now spin onto the blade edge of the back foot, lift, hold onto the left big toe with your index fingers, and slowly try and lift up into your true north. Lifting the hips, perhaps looking down to find balance. Lifting your hips high, 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 as high as you can. Bending the knee again, and with control, slowly bringing the foot back into a runner's lunge. From here, coming back into your three-legged dog, hips closed, and then coming down into your downward facing dog. Just swaying your hips left and right, giving your hips some movement again. We're doing a lot of hip and hamstring stretch before getting into compass pose, and then dropping your knees down and coming into kneeling position. So now we've opened up our hips and our hamstrings quite a bit. We can get into compass pose, or try at least. So coming into a cross-legged position. Let's start with baby cradle. So we're going to point our right knee towards the sky, and then we're going to cradle it like a baby. So hooking the knee on top of the right elbow, right arm, inside of the right arm, and we're just going to cradle it and sit up nice and tall. Breathing in and out. And now what we're going to do is we're going to grab hold of the right cuff and snuggle the right shoulder inside the leg, holding the leg up. So you can only try. And if you need a bit of support, you can press your left hand in, lean over to the left, and snuggle your right shoulder in. See if you can lengthen your spine here. Now keeping it where it is, use the left hand and grab hold of the pinky edge of the right foot. Flex your foot. Now bring your right hand down onto the mat. And this may be where compass pose is for you today, as long as your toes are pointing to true north. However, if you would want to try and get into the full expression, we can start slowly straightening the right leg. And traditionally, we lean over to the left to give you a bit more support before you slowly reach up, 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 up. And you would want to bring both hips down to find alignment. So you walk spider crawling your right fingertips out to the side so that your leg is not actually pointing all the way up. But for the purpose of today's theme, true north is up. So see if you can get into the full expression or just work towards it. We can only ever work towards it, and that's the theme for today. Lean not on your own understanding, but always remember to try and point upwards. Holding, straightening the spine. And now bending the right knee slowly. Come out of it as you came in. So grabbing hold of your right calf with your right hand and slowly bringing it back down. Now, I definitely want to do it on this side. And sometimes you may notice that one side is easier than the other. And it's great to be aware of imbalances in your body, in your physical body, and your spiritual life as well. So where are you finding balance? Let's get into the other side. So as if you're sitting cross-legged, left knee points towards the ceiling. Baby cradle it. So like you're cradling a baby, remember not to hunch your back. Spine is nice and long. Tuck your chin. Finding nice alignment. And now, snuggle your right shoulder underneath the left leg. And you may want to use your core to hunch your back a little bit or lean over to the right to find support. I'm not as good on this side, as you can tell. Once you've found that support and you can sit up nice and tall, flex that left foot, use your right hand, grab hold of the pinky edge of the left hand, of the left foot. Then the left hand comes out to the side, sitting up nice and tall. Slowly try to straighten the left leg. And lean over to the left, spider crawl it out. Spider crawl your left hand out so that you can lean over to the left a little bit more, finding length in the right side of the body before you straighten out the leg. And this may be the traditional way, trying to root both hips down so that one hip is not kind of popping up. But again, true north for me is the sky, is the ceiling, is our Lord up in heaven. And this is true north. You might even want to point your toes. I feel a great stretch on the right side body and in my left hamstring. I hope I'm not looking too awkward in the camera, but just try. You can only try. Looking down if you want, that might give you a bit more stability in your hips. Looking forward or looking up. Take a couple more breaths in. And then coming out as you came in, bending that left knee, holding it with your left, holding your left leg with your left arm, and coming back down. Whew. So extending your legs out, leaning back, and give everything a bit of a shake. So that was compass pose for today, and there is always the physical practice that we want to improve on, but the most important thing for us is to remember the spiritual aspect and make compass pose remind you of that we're always recalibrating to the true north. Be blessed.